Right. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Hello, guys. My name is Mikhail, and welcome to Mikhail's Milestones. And I got my brother back here, Marcus.
What up, dog?
And today's topic is going to be how much freedom is too much freedom? That's the question that everybody wants to know, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. The First Amendment protects us from a lot of things. The freedom to petition, the freedom to of speech. There's a whole lot of there's like five different freedoms in there wrapped up into that one little bundle. But how do you feel about this freedom?
I think that's what we are. That's what I was in the military. That's what we fought for, right? We fought for the rights and our freedoms and things like that. So, I feel like it always is like you have the freedom to do these things as long as it doesn't like infringe upon others.
Right.
So that's really that's how it's always looked upon. So, yeah, I'm good with that part of it. So yeah, I'm a fan of freedom.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of freedom too. But I
I'm a
got a
fan of freedom.
question though. I mean, when at what point does freedom go too far? And
Okay. For instance, there was a guy that was walking around, and he was like trying to get black folks to try to do something. He would bring up a lot of racial issues and things like out of nowhere. You're walking and some white guy walks up and he's like calling you the N word and stuff
yes,
like
I
that.
saw that.
So and then it ended up, but he would have a gun with him. And so
Yes.
as soon as you did say something back or anything, he that was like a threat to him and he could defend himself, right?
Right.
So I think,
Right.
but if you look at that whole thing, yeah, he has the freedom of speech, but once it infringes upon you, once he's trying to get you to react to that, so now the
Right.
results is he kills you or he shoots you. I think that's an example of going too far when it
Yes.
infringes upon others, when it makes others so much so, when it comes to where others are now, you're bringing them involved into some other things, some other realm of it. Yeah.
Right. And then and of course they have the laws too. I know. Heck, I got in trouble a couple years ago in public for cursing. I forgot what it was.
Disorderly conduct.
Disorderly conduct. Yes. Yes. And that's when I was like, He said, say one more curse word.
Out in public, right?
In public.
Yeah, it's crazy. It just depends. So I think nowadays they may be kind of winging off from that particular thing, even though it's a law still,
It's still a law.
right? But I think they're starting to kind of wing away from that, or at least in certain areas. I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, and then I think there's some new stuff that came up
Yes.
that brings this out.
Yes,
too, so.
yes. I think about a week or two ago, it was a 7-year-old that went to school
Mhm.
and had a skirt on.
Okay.
And the school disciplined him. They pretty much put him in ISS or whatever, and said, hey, a boy should dress like a boy.
Okay.
And it caused a frenzy on social media. And the mom was pretty upset because she stated that she wanted him to express himself.
Sure. Okay.
And so that's
No.
basically what this comes down to. What we're talking about today, because how much is too much? I am never ever. First of all, I have nothing against whatever. Do your thing, but I am not going to raise my children to think that that's a normal thing to do. So I would have to say that yeah, I 100% agree with the school. Now, did they have the right to do what they did? Maybe not in today's laws and the way we live, but yes, I wouldn't want my kids hanging around with a little boy that wore skirts and high heels or whatever the case may be, because I don't want them to normalize this craziness.
Right.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, it's not. I think we have to apologize about. I think we just have different opinions. We're on the side of opinions that there's boys, there's girls, and that boys do things certain ways and girls do things another way, right?
Right.
That's why we have different genitalias and things like that, right?
Exactly.
So I think that's where I don't think there's a need to apologize. That's just what we know and believe. Even in when you pull up things like the Bible and things of that nature, right? When we start talking about that side of religion, again, I think it's standard.
It
Right?
is.
And so, but I think there are people who they have their other options and they want to. There are people that have their child pick the gender that they want to be and things like that.
Yeah.
I think that's more of an emotional thing.
Yeah.
I think that's more of a mentally and emotionally, but physically that child is still either a boy or a girl, right?
Right.
And so I think that I'm on the side with in that scenario that you just gave. I'm on the side with the school. Here's what I look at. as the parent, because you said the child was how old?
7.
7 years old.
Yeah,
Okay.
7.
And I know at 7, my look and everything shouldn't be number one in my life.
Definitely not.
I should be just loving being a kid,
Yes.
right? At 7,
You're second grade.
I'm
You don't even
thinking
know.
now.
Yep.
At 7, kids start to look at each other, and I can only imagine that really puts more stress on the kid.
Yeah, it does.
Like, to me, it almost puts. I want to use the word unnecessary so bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that in that case, but it almost feels like it's unnecessary stress. Why would I want my child to fight that good fight, right? That express yourself fight, when
You got so
it's
much
going to
other
be
stuff.
really more
Yeah.
getting there, and they need to be learning, and they need to, and then even when you're making friends, it's tougher sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that sometimes kids are brutally honest, but sometimes kids don't even worry about those things. They can look past that,
They
right?
don't.
But my point of it is, at 7, they are looking at you and they're going, "Hey, you got a dress on." They possibly could talk about you, right?
Yeah.
And kids talk about kids about anything anyway. Right?
Anything.
But we're giving them something to talk about.
Yeah.
You're giving your child, you're making your child a point of conversation. I think that's being lost in that scenario.
Yeah.
As a parent, do you really want to set your kid up to go through that?
And the mom's excuse was he was simply trying to express himself. You bought it. I mean, I'm quite sure he didn't go in Macy's or
No.
the school store
Yeah.
and buy himself a skirt.
Sure.
You knew better than that.
Yeah.
And I mean, hey, like my brother said, you brought on an unnecessary, and maybe this is what you wanted out of it, because attention is the new drug in America now and everywhere else, as far as social media goes. But there's no way that this should have even got this far.
And I think that if you're trying to look at it from a scope of, I mean, he this is what he wants to do at the house. He loves to feel pretty, right? Listen, I get it. And then some people will say, well, if he's at the house like this, why should he change when he leaves the house?
Yeah.
But my point is, that's not what everyone else is doing.
Right.
That is going on in your house.
Yeah, that
right?
is.
So then, but when they come out to now, if he's homeschooled, that's different.
Yeah.
But if you're sending him to a public school, or even a private school is even worse, almost, because they may have particular additional rules other than
of
the
course
public,
they do. Of
public
course.
schools.
Of course.
So,
But it's socially accepted. And so here's the problem. It's socially accepted. And believe it or not, there were people on both sides of the fence.
I mean, I can believe.
Oh,
that.
they were arguing.
Yeah, I can believe
Oh,
that.
they was going down.
I can believe that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna ask you. But I mean, so okay, now we're talking about a 7-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say your 14-year-old came home and said, I want a dress. I want to wear a dress or a skirt to school. How would you even handle that?
I mean, there's a lot of conversation that has to happen. Because my conversation is, no, we can't do that, right? And then, but where did that come from? If I didn't see any of the clues or any red flags,
Right.
If I saw any red flags, this is a conversation for hey, parents, fathers in particular. If you see a red flag, address a red flag is what I always feel.
Right.
Because if you just let it keep going and let it build, you might get that person come in with that question if you didn't see any of them, right? Or if you just ignored them all. For me, yeah, that's a lot of conversation. And for me, that's again, that's not what that's not how the household is. Depending on how you are raised in your household.
Yeah.
Right? In my household, that wouldn't be the case. You would still be wearing pants. Now, here's the thing. Will they then have a dress in the book bag, or a friend bring a dress to the school? Who knows?
Oh,
because at this point,
people did. You used to change.
Because at this point, I mean, we can't hold our kids' hands, right? So that part I don't know. But here's what I do know: in the house, there's rules,
right?
And in our rules, you have to abide by these rules. And so now, if you want to get out on your own and you put the dress on, I can't stop that, right? But there's a lot of conversation that happens between the time you're in my house with the rules and the time that you're actually able to be on your own. Right? A lot of time in between with that. So yeah, I'm good on that part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think at the end of the day, though, there are people that fight on the other side.
Yeah.
I just really I feel for the kid.
Yeah, I do.
I feel for the kid.
I do too.
Because yeah, you're right. This kid just wants to express himself.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: even in expressing ourselves, we can't just let's just say the kid loves to cuss. He's just expressing himself. There's a time and a place for everything.
That's right.
So I can't just support him just because he wants to express himself. Now let's throw him to the wolves.
Right.
Let's put him in the lion's den. That I think is wrong.
Yeah.
And so that's the argument that I would fight. And for me, hey mom, hey dad, whoever the case may be, because it could be both. I don't know. But all I'm saying is I wouldn't put my kid through that.
Yeah.
I can't.
At the age of 7, you know, you don't even know what time you're supposed to go to bed, or you probably don't even know how to tie your shoes yet. So at 7 years old, yeah, that was a terrible mistake, Mom. And I would never condone that. Any last thoughts? Because you know, they set it on fire. You know, the internet was set on fire on this, and I just wanted to touch bases on it because it was unbelievable. At first, I thought it was fake news. At first, I ain't gonna lie, but it was real, and it actually happened. So, as a father, I'm gonna tell you, I would never condone that, and that's all I can give you on that.
Yeah.
That's too much freedom. You know, that's just too much freedom. We've taken the First Amendment to the fullest.
Well, I mean, and then also too, I mean, just to wrap it up, I mean, you have boundaries for a lot of things for your children because they need boundaries as they grow. The boundaries begin to fall. At 7, I got boundaries.
Yeah.
At 7, you can't wear that Spider-Man Halloween costume to school every day.
Hey.
Now, yes, that would be great expressing himself to wear that Spider-Man costume every day, right? And then you got to talk to him. Well, hey, listen, we want to watch it. He'd probably be like, well, can we just buy 7 of them then? And I just wear 7 different ones.
Hey.
That's not going to happen either. Again, that's why us as parents, fathers, this is why you're a father. You set the boundaries and you allow them to be them within those boundaries.
And I'm going to tell you what, man. They probably would have got less kickback had it been a Spider-Man costume versus being a dress. It probably wouldn't have been.
But I feel the same way about
both.
No,
that's what I'm saying. Right? Yeah.
That there's boundaries. You want to express yourself. I get it.
The argument would have been, just as bad, but it would have been,
I got you.
the same.
I got
but anyway, man, we just wanted to let y'all know our opinions on that, and we want to touch bases on that. And guys, parents, fathers, listen. We know the kids want to do a lot of things. They wish they could do a lot of things. They want the freedom to do a whole bunch of things. Well, who's the parent? Let's make it make sense.
Mm-hmm.
You don't go in the store and buy a skirt for a 7-year-old boy. I don't give a damn what you thought or what he thought. As a parent, that's not the way it goes. This is Mikkel from Mikkel's Milestone, and I just want to say, let's be great.
Hey, let's be great together. Peace. Hey, let's make sure click, like, subscribe, share.